Доброго дня. This is in Ukrainian. This means a good day, but these days, most of Ukrainians, they greet each other with Slava Ukraini. Glory to Ukraine. Thank you for the introduction. I'm CEO of PortaOne. We work with telecom operators in 90 different countries, and our goal is to help you to build a successful business. And congratulations to people here. Many of you already acquired MVNO licenses. Many of you think about this. Few months ago, there was an article in Guardian in Nigeria published with me when I was saying this is a unique opportunity for the whole world, because this MVNO race we have now in Nigeria, it's a true testing ground for new technologies, for new approaches. We can really see what is going to work, what's going to be efficient, and what's not. And obviously, everybody wants to be among those successful MVNOs about whom we're going to be talking and writing success stories in a year or two. So how to accomplish this? And I'll split it into three distinct categories. Well, the main thing is you have to find the customer. You cannot sell the same thing just with a different color as every other MVNO, MNO sells already and expect a success. We talk about customer experience because these days it's especially important to have your customers happy, and if they are, they will sell your product to their friends and colleagues free of charge. And then, of course, the automation, because a lot of things have changed in the technology in general.
And these days, telecom operators have unique possibility to decrease their operating costs and so increase the profits by reducing the amount of manual work for data entry and data synchronization, and reduce the amount of work fixing the problems created by manual data entry. And what's the best thing? With low-code and no-code tools, these automated data pipelines can be created locally by your team, by somebody who is already familiar with your business model, with your customer needs. And this is so better than preparing requirement specification for a developer in Sweden, United States, or India who has no idea about your company and your customers. And now let's take a look at each of these steps in more details. We have representatives from almost every new MVNO in Nigeria. And in this great MVNO race, as I call it, with 40 or even more participants, there are going to be winners, there are going to be losers. How to make sure you are among the winners? And clearly, if you sell something which is exactly as the other company is selling, you're not going to be successful. So identify who are your customers. Is it small business owners? Are those young people, students? Are those farmers in rural areas? And what are their needs for which you can create a product which satisfies them so well that no competitor can match you? And by having this product design, you will know which components on your back side you absolutely need and which components you can skip for now, thus reducing the amount of investment and shortening your go-to-market time. And by understanding the needs of these customers, you can add value-added services such as access to education systems for students or access to cloud PBX functionality for small business owners. And this helps you to create a better product, get profitability for reselling these packages, and in this case, you can even offer SIM cards for free. because customer will be paying for access with value-added services. And they have a free SIM card when no competitor can beat you, because they cannot offer something cheaper than it is free already. And important thing is, we have our ideas about our customers and what are they going to like, but it's extremely important to test those ideas with real users, with people who actually are going to use it or not use it. As Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. So to avoid being punched in the face with a product which for some reason people are not buying, we can eliminate this risk by doing early testing and adjusting our product plan if necessary.
And continuing this theme of you cannot just sell SIM cards with voice and data and SMS and expect to be successful, because everybody else is doing this already. What we see, the basic mobile connectivity, it just is a bridge which you establish between you and your customer in order to sell something which delivers the actual value. For individual users, it could be educational packages. For young users, it can be something which allows them to communicate better social bundles. And for businesses, again, we do want to have higher revenue per user, right? So it's probably beneficial to go after business users and to sell to a business owner packages of minutes and communication. It's difficult because they see it's additional expense on their bill every month. If you sell to the business owner a business productivity tool, something which will generate twice amount of revenue next month, or will allow them to reduce churn, or will increase the efficiency of their sales team, it's an entirely different story. And we have multiple cases when people were bundling and they were not selling communications, not selling phone calls, selling business productivity suite, which includes CRM suite. It includes, of course, calls. It includes call recordings. It includes integration with local systems. But people would be buying this and willing to spend money because they can clearly see the value which it brings to their business. And I'm again coming to a topic that you will know better and you will define it for your specific market niche. What is the best tool? Is it a CRM? Is it maybe integration through Microsoft Teams for people who are already using it? Is it perhaps some local Nigerian application, maybe online marketplace or something else which is not covered yet by vendors which are out of the country? And once we have that bridge between us and the customer, and we use that connectivity package as a way to maintain that connection, there's the ability to sell value-added services with a higher profit. And you can partner with local suppliers, with suppliers outside of the country. It can be video streaming, it can be educational packages, it can be marketplaces, it can be content providers, anything you want. And the great advantage of this, again, when you price your connectivity, when you price your SIMs, the customers always compare and will say, well, it costs here 1,000 euros per month and here it costs 900. So this is cheaper. I'll go buy one for 900. Right? If we maintain these packages of various bundles, it's impossible to compare them, and it goes into a different so-called mental account. So people are willing to spend more, and you're now not limited. You're not fighting the price wars with your competitors. And of course, in order to make this work, it will require seamless integration. So if you advertise to your customers that you get your streaming of football match, it should better be activated and working when the football match starts, not after the match. So this would mean your team and your partners have to work and ensure that integrations can be done quickly and with the least amount of effort. And fortunately, we are now in the era of
AI, APIs, microservices. So things which used to take months or years, and you would have to order it from some vendors and wait for their development team to complete it. And what's worse, after they complete it, the next month something changes. Something small changes in the local requirement. Maybe your video streaming partner, now they have additional channel, they have a new option, and you want to monetize that option as well. Before that, you would have to put those requests for development and wait and pay money. These days, with low code or no code integrations, things can be done in a matter of hours or days, and the expertise and ability to change it stays in your company. So you don't need to hire developers. Developers are quite expensive and they're in demand these days, but IT people, general people with IT experience, can take care of those modifications, like add a new monetization option or onboard a new content partner. And we have multiple cases when people started doing this, and just in a month or two, they see and they realize how much more productive their engineering team became by creating new integrations, but most importantly, about spending their time on supporting existing ones, because all the time saved now can be spent on developing new solutions and creating something new. So the low code, no code, fast integration, it's a key to efficient delivery of those value-added services. And I was saying, there is going to be no exact instructions which you can follow and be successful, because if there were such instructions, everybody else would get it. And 50 MVNOs, they cannot be all doing the same thing and all be successful. But you will have ability to deploy new ideas, to test them, to see what works and what doesn't. And once again, because for people coming from traditional telecom background or coming from the classical enterprise, when a product launched to a market, it meant months or years of preparation, investment, dealing with advertisement, distribution. There, the price of mistake was very high, so people, they tend to avoid this and they do a long planning. Right now, most of the things, they are done in the software. They can be changed quickly. They should be changed quickly based on the customer reaction. So it is better to deploy a test service in some small town for 100 customers next month. Okay, they will find some issues. They will find some problems. They will complain. You can fix it. And then in 2 or 3 months, you will deploy it in Lagos for thousands of customers. Then having to wait months and months, prepare it, and then have this oops moment for the large volume of customers. So minimum viable product launched next month is much, much better. It provides much higher chances of success than trying to think about this perfect product launched next year. And we are in the era when people are connected. We're connected through social networks. We're connected through messengers. My good friend, for 20 years, she was doing PR campaigns, including those for mobile operators. She says the amount of spending, the amount of efforts they put now in the advertisement on the television decreased. So she has no cool projects anymore. Why is that? Because everybody understands you can get much better results with social media, with target advertisement, with getting directly to your customers. But the social media has also the fact that if your customers, they like your product, they're going to talk about it. If they don't like it, they're also going to be talking about this. And usually people talk about their negative experience more often than about good ones. So it's extremely important to build front interface, which will allow customer to have a proper customer experience where they can get new services. You can upsell it to them without involving your team resources, where they feel that they are connected. It's something they associate to it. Again, so if we're selling to younger people, the portal, the way how this is done can be totally different. Maybe you'll have a dedicated TikTok sales channel for younger people. For business people, it's going to be something else, and it's going to provide the experience they want, they expect. If we do it, if we build it, and if we use the latest available technologies, including AI, to provide self-care, to provide ability to self-manage their interface, they're going to like it. They're going to be your free salespeople, and they're going to help you grow. And finally, IoT, because a lot of people talk about IoT. I brought some brochures, and the IoT one's already gone. That's how popular it is. Typically, when telecom people think about IoT, they think about delivering IoT connectivity, so basically selling SIM cards. The problem there is, if you Google IoT SIM card, it will come up with pages and pages of companies which would do it. There will be sponsored ads, and you will be competing not only here with incumbent operators and 15 MVNOs, you're going to be competing with global players such as SopConnect or somebody else who can also sell these SIM cards for IoT. And again, it's not going to be successful if you just plan to do the connectivity. And even if you find some IoT company here, maybe for fleet tracking, and they start using you and they grow, and now they get to 10,000 SIMs, and then your competitor approaches them and tells them, well, you're paying these guys 500 naira per month. Why don't we start selling it to you for 450? And for their procurement department, it's a no-brainer. It's cheaper, it's connectivity, let's switch. So the idea is for you as an operator to become a profitable IoT connectivity provider. So you have to step beyond connectivity. You have to establish an ecosystem where these companies providing IoT services, they're not just buying connectivity. They're using your data centers. They're using your cloud for data storage. They're using hardware deployment kits, and I'm going to talk about this. So they're part of your enterprise, and now their growth is your growth. If somebody deploys this agriculture IoT product and they get millions of devices which are needed by the industry here, it means you will be getting all of those million SIM cards added to your revenue. The biggest problem with this new IoT company, so let's say here in Nigeria, there are some bright people and they want to create an agriculture IoT solution, measuring the humidity in the soil, recommending how to water and what to do to provide the best harvest. They got this idea, but now we have an actual device. And in order to manufacture the device, they will have to do circuit design. They would have to order the manufacturing in Taiwan or China, somewhere else. They will have to wait because right now there's a shortage of microchips, there are shipping delays. When they get the device, they will discover there are some problems which need to be fixed, and now it takes months to do it. And I know this because about 2 years ago, we decided to make our own small IoT device, and we went through all these steps. It takes a long time. During all this time, the IoT startup may lose its opportunity to be in the market, may run out of cash, something else may happen. So the idea is to give them a platform where they have a hardware which is tested, which works. They just need to add a few lines of software code to make it work for their specific type of sensor and then type of data and send it to the cloud. And once they have these devices, they can already start distributing it to the end users. The devices can run on a single battery charge for about 10 years, has the case which is waterproof, so it can be given to real customers. And if they find out they need to make some adjustments, it is done in the software layer, so it can be done quickly. So for you as an operator, if you partner with those IoT enterprises, if they get the devices for you, you can give them SIM cards for free because you're making the money on them being part of the ecosystem. You're making money on the devices, you're making money on the other services. And then no competitor can steal them from you because, well, they cannot offer anything cheaper than this for free. So the idea behind IoT Mill is to empower local innovation, local companies who will come up with bright ideas how to serve specific customer group, and then for you, for operators, to bring those IoT startups into the ecosystem, to shorten their go-to-market time, So they get their first 1,000 of SIM cards, not in 2 years, but next month, or maybe in 2 months, and increase the chances of their success. We are here to help you with the showcases of what our customers did in the other countries. What are the general industry trends, and what are the best practices for deploying new telco operations. We've been doing this for 20 years. We have customers in 90 different countries. These are MVNOs global, which we have in other countries, and we're happy to share their success. For instance, Arkia, that's our customer in Brazil. It's the one which runs about 3 million of SIM cards, and they don't have any single human connected to those SIM cards. It's all IoT. And different types of IoT, starting from agriculture IoT, going into a virtual Johnny Walker bottle. So people come into bars and they can drink some high-end whiskey, which is measured from the bottle they purchase virtually. All done through their network and through our platform. And we're not new here in Nigeria. We have some experience. We have some existing customers. So we know how to work with you and how to help you to achieve your success. On our website, we have a free MVNO checklist with a bit more detailed and technical information, specifically for doing operations and preparing for your product launch. And on our YouTube channel, in addition to general videos, we also started a course or playlist called MVNO Academy, when we bring in industry experts, partner, to talk about specific aspects about running MVNOs. So that's what I wanted to share with you. The path to success, it starts with creating a plan which identifies your customer groups, where you have some unique value proposition, where people are willing to pay for your service and willing to pay that much what you actually will be profitable. Optimization through automating and using low-code platforms. And we can bundle third-party services to allow you getting profit and in making your service something which is standing out and which is welcomed by the specific customer group you are focusing on. Using self-care and using customer empowerment allows you not only to save your own resources on help desk and call centers, but most importantly, provide the customer experience which will turn your customers into your best promoters. And don't be afraid to adopt that startup mentality. Launch new things, test them in small batches, test them on prototypes drawn on a napkin on a piece of paper, but show it to real users, see their reaction, adjust, pivot. Your product is never finished. It's product which is launched, it lives there. Every day you can think about new ways to improve the product, to add something, to add upsell options, and to generate more satisfied customers and more revenue for you. And I'm happy to talk about these items and especially about the IoT Mill, how we can help you to build a community of IoT innovators here in Nigeria and launch new IoT products more often and faster. Thank you very much.